What's going on, RCACS students? Mr. Smith, coming back to you. Basically, going to do a little bit of a review video about loops and repetition. I know we just had Thanksgiving break, so it might be good for you to just watch a quick review, just to kind of get back on the same page as we move forward. All right, so we're going to get into that. All right, so what we're going to talk about this week, guys, I'm talking about week 14, which is November 30th through the 4th. We're going to continue on with the loops lab, except this week we're going to be working on the grade calculator problem. So during class, I'm going to demonstrate jump rope for heart, and then we will start working on grade calculator as part of, I guess, the lab. All right, so what I want to do first, though, is I've got the notes pulled up here. So basically, loops allow us to do iteration, which then saves us on a bunch of copying and pasting. So for example, if I wanted to say go Foster Falcons 1,000 times, I would have had to copy and paste it 999 more times. Or I could just write a loop that is 4 lines long and have it iterate from 0 to 1,000 and just print out go Foster Falcons every time. All right, so there's two types of loops. There's counter controlled, which allows you to actually figure out how many times it runs. So we know that this one will run 1,000 times, so that's why it's called counter control. All right. Sentinel controlled, you don't know. Those are your while loops. You don't know how many times it's going to run because it's just going to run until a condition breaks it. All right. So while loops are sentinel controlled because you don't know how many times it'll run. Counter controlled, we know how many times it will run. All right. So again, for loop, 4 main parts: the initial statement, the condition, a series of statements that are executed, and the expression, the increment or the decrement or whatever happens after the loop. All right, in the notes, there's an example of a for. Same thing with the while loop. There's an example of that. So we can just go through and review these. So what I want to do quickly, just jumped over to NetBeans. So everybody should have their NetBeans. I'm gonna start a new project. So I've got the gold box with the green plus. I'm gonna click that, then click next, and I'm just gonna call this. Post break loops review, right? Because that break got the best of all of us. I'm going to delete all the comments just to give myself more room. Y'all can leave them. It's not hurting your code or anything because they're comments. I just want more room. All right, so first thing, I'm just going to review a while loop. So one thing you can do is use a scanner. Real quick, I'm going to review the steps for a scanner. Step 1, import scanner. All right, and that's import java.util.scanner. All right, step 2 is create the scanner. Create scanner, and that is static scanner keyboard equals new scanner system.in, just like that. All right. And then, so for our while loop, let's say that we want to ask a question. So step 3 is to prompt the user. So maybe I want to say, did you have a great Thanksgiving? Well, now let's see. Do you want to play a game? All right, so bless me. So maybe I want to ask the user if they want to play a game. All right, and then afterwards I'll put a little thing right here. I'll actually make this a print so it's all on the same line. All right, so do you want to play a game? Maybe we tell them yes or no. So do you want to play a game, yes or no? So what we can do is we can then scan. Step 4 is to scan user input. So I could just say, I could use my keyboard. So I'm going to say string answer is equal to keyboard.next line. All right, scan their input. So this is where the while loop comes in. So what we can do is we can say while while their answer is dot equals ignore case. That way, if they type all yes or all, if they do all caps or all lowercase, either way this will work. That's what equals ignore case does. So while their answer is yes, maybe we just print out cool. That was the game. You win. Alright, really lame game, but alright, and then maybe we just want to ask them if they want to play again. So I'm going to copy and paste. Alright, and then we're going to scan in their answer. So we don't have to say string again because we've already initialized it. Alright, so basically this is going to loop until they enter something besides yes. Alright, so if I run this, alright, so I click run. Do you want to play a game? Yes. Cool, that was the game. You win. Do you want to play a game? Yes. Cool, that was the game. Yes. Yes. Remember, equals ignore case. I can make it all caps. I can camel case it. But as soon as they type no, boom, we're done. Alright, so when they type no, it breaks out of this loop. Alright, so it'll loop as long as yes is the answer. So while yes is the answer, it'll loop. So underneath here, under the while loop, this is what will happen once they break out. So we could just say, cool, dot, 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 you played plus number plus times. So we can actually keep track of how many times they played the game and tell them. So to do that, we need to create a variable called number. So just up here at the top, I'm gonna create a variable called number. And I can set it equal to 0 to start, just for clarification. Alright, but then every time they play the game, so here, it was the first time they play, so let's do number plus plus here, and then every time the loop runs, number plus plus. Alright, so this is just like a cool addition to this, just to kind of, you know, demonstrate or show them how while loops work. Alright, so I'm going to click run. Do you want to play the game? Yes. So that was one time. 2, 3, 4, no. Oh, told me 5 times. Alright, so it's actually counting that 5th time where we say no. So we need to just kind of subtract 1 to make it accurate. Alright. So again, guys, you know, programming, you're going to have to make adjustments as you go. So yes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no. Cool, you played 7 times. Alright, and that's just kind of a quick, easy example of while loops. I'm actually, to make this a little clearer, I'm going to actually end the video here, and then I'll do a separate video on for loops. But this is how while loops would work. Alright, I hope that clears up anything if anybody was having any kind of extra issues understanding. But basically, while loops just loop until a condition's broken. Alright, so I'll be back with another video in a little bit. Thank you guys. Just let me know if you have any questions.